You ever wake up one morning, open your email, and find out your own house is for sale? Because that's how I found out my daughter-in-law listed mine, without saying a word. The same house my late husband and I built our life in, listed online like it was a used couch on Facebook Marketplace. But here's the part that'll make your jaw drop. I didn't yell. I didn't confront her. I didn't even tell my son. I smiled and decided to teach her what happens when you try to play dirty with someone who invented the game. Because revenge isn't about shouting, it's about patience and precision. I'm Linda, 63 years old, retired English teacher, lifelong coffee drinker, and accidental participant in a real estate soap opera. My house isn't fancy, but it's mine. A cozy 1930s craftsman with squeaky floors, too many family photos, and the ghost of a golden retriever who still thinks he owns the couch. After my husband Rick passed away, my son Matt moved in to help around. I was grateful, I really was, until he brought Amber. Amber is the kind of person who walks into your home and immediately starts redecorating it in her head. She's young, ambitious, too polite, the kind of polite that feels rehearsed. At first she was sweet, brought me coffee, helped with laundry, even called me mom. But there was something in her smile, like she was trying to solve a puzzle called How to Get Everything Without Asking. It started small. She swapped my floral curtains for beige blinds, replaced my antique lamp with one of those LED rings for better lighting. Greater than it'll modernize the space, she said. I bit my tongue. Modernize? Lady, this house has more soul than your Instagram feed. Then one night, I heard her whispering to my son, greater than, it's too big for her, babe. She doesn't need all this space. We could sell and get something new. Something ours. Sell? My pulse spiked. I didn't say a word. I just sat there in the dark, sipping my tea, thinking, oh, honey, you're trying to play Monopoly on my board. If patience were a weapon, I'd be licensed and dangerous. So instead of exploding, I smiled and planned voices. The next morning, my inbox buzzed. Subject line, listing confirmation, 412 Maple Street. That's my address. I clicked it. And there it was. Professional photos of my living room, my kitchen, even my coffee mug still sitting on the counter. Amber had actually listed my house. Price? $479,900. Agent? Tina, Next Step Realty. Contact email? Amber's. For a full minute I couldn't breathe. Then I laughed, quietly, bitterly, like someone who just realized the fox moved into the hen house. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Yelling would have given her control. Instead, I called my husband's old friend, Mark, a real estate attorney who still owed me a favor from 1998. After he stopped laughing, he said, Linda, this is fraud. Let's have some fun. The first rule of revenge, make them believe they're winning. So for the next 2 weeks, I played dumb. I complimented Amber's cooking. I let her rearrange my pantry. I even asked her opinion on paint colors. Her confidence grew. And with confidence come mistakes. One afternoon, she left her laptop open on the kitchen counter. Curiosity got the better of me. And I took a peek. Emails, lots of them. Between her and her realtor friend, discussing offers, viewings, and potential buyers. She even bragged about getting the old lady to finally move. Old lady? Sweetheart, I've got more life in me than your phone battery. I forwarded every email to Mark. Then together we crafted a little plan. Mark found a friend, Jeff, who agreed to pose as a serious buyer, cash in hand, ready to close fast. Amber took the bait immediately. Within days, she was telling my son about the amazing opportunity and how it would secure their future. Matt, bless his heart, believed her. He thought I'd agreed to sell and was just keeping it quiet. Quiet, yes, just not for the reason he thought. You ever watch someone dig their own grave? It's weirdly satisfying. Like, I don't even need a shovel. You're doing great, honey. Keep going. That morning before the showing, the house felt different. Too clean, too quiet, like it knew what was coming. Amber pranced around in heels, barking orders like she was on HGTV. Mom, can you move Buddy's toys? They ruin the aesthetic. Mom, maybe wear something neutral. We want buyers to picture themselves here. I almost asked if she wanted me to step outside too, just to complete the illusion. When the doorbell rang, Jeff walked in, all smiles and fake charm. Amber introduced herself as the current owner's daughter-in-law handling the sale. Jeff nodded, pretending to take notes. Then he asked, "And you have the legal authority to sell, right?" Amber froze for half a second before recovering. Greater than, "Oh yes, of course. Family trust, you know how it is." I sipped my tea from the hallway, trying not to laugh. After they left, I said nothing, just smiled. That night, Amber told Matt that a buyer was very interested and that they'd probably close soon. I nodded. "That's great, dear. Let me know when to pack my things." She smiled back, fake, shiny, confident, the kind of smile that usually precedes a downfall. Over the next few days, she started acting like the queen of the castle, ordering new furniture online, planning renovations for their next home. I even overheard her telling a friend she'd finally convinced the old bat to sell. Oh, Amber, you should have read more fairy tales, because every castle has a dragon. 2 weeks later, Mark called. "Ready for the finale?" "Born ready." We set up a closing meeting at his office. Amber came dressed like she was about to film a TikTok on success. Matt followed, confused but supportive. I was already there, calm, polite, smiling. Mark greeted them warmly, then slid a stack of papers across the table. "Greater than, before we finalize the sale," he said. "We just need the legal owner's signature." Amber reached for the pen. Mark stopped her. "Sorry, that would be Mrs. Wilson." And he nodded at me. Amber laughed nervously. "Oh, no, it's okay. It's a family property." Mark raised an eyebrow. "Greater than, a family property solely in Mrs. Wilson's name. And by the way," he slid the printed emails across the table, "we have proof you tried to sell it without consent." The room went silent. Amber's smile collapsed. Her face drained of color faster than cheap paint in the rain. Matt looked between us, completely lost. "Greater than, Amber. What is he talking about?" she stammered. "Greater than, it's a misunderstanding. I was helping your mom." "By listing her house behind her back?" Mark cut in. He tapped the papers. Amber's voice dropped to a whisper. "Linda, please." "It's Mom when you're pretending," I said quietly. "It's Linda when you're caught." Matt was furious, more at her than me. He stormed out. Amber begged me not to press charges. I told her I wouldn't if she moved out by the end of the week. She left 2 days later. No apology, no goodbye, just silence. When she was gone, I stood in the living room, my living room, and let the quiet sink in. The same space she tried to sell felt warmer again. Real. Mine. I brewed coffee, sat by the window, and whispered to myself, "Never play chess with someone who built the board." And yes, I did change the Wi-Fi password. Petty? Maybe. Satisfying? Absolutely. A month later, I actually listed the house. For real this time. Same realtor, new photos, double the price. It sold in a week. I moved to a cozy lake cottage, small but peaceful. Sometimes I catch myself smiling, thinking of Amber checking Zillow and realizing the house sold for twice what she tried to get. I don't hate her. In a way, she taught me something, that even at 63, I still know how to win quietly. Because revenge doesn't always come from anger. Sometimes it comes from calm, and a smile that says, "I told you so," without a single word. So what would you have done if someone tried to sell your house behind your back? Would you confront them? Or play the long game like I did? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and hit like for more real psychological revenge stories, just like this one. Because sometimes silence isn't weakness, it's strategy.